I will never have another conversation with Dan Patrick, I'm sure. He'll probably see me and be like, oh no, you look like Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Thank you. Look like Kimberly Guilfoyle.
And you fooled me last time, you temptress.
Cole, we ambushed Dan Patrick once.
I think I've seen this.
Like in a very slick way. We went to one of his fundraisers, and then at the end there, he's there glad handing everybody, and Liz, shook his hand, talked him up. He's like, you look like Kimberly Guilfoyle, like Liz said.
Thank you. Look like Kimberly Guilfoyle.
And then she lures him in, and then we had like a lav mic on her, and she just hit him with the, hey, you need to expand. How are we going to, what did you exactly
what
ask
will
him?
it take? What will it take for you to support the expansion of medical marijuana in Texas? People want it.
Yes.
I have to ask a question, though. The majority of Texans who support marijuana policy reform, what's it going to take to change your mind?
Well, it's not changing my mind. It's changing. We've moved the medical down that road, but the people are not there yet. There's a majority, or the legislature, or law enforcement to legalize it totally.
Thank you.
Look like Kimberly Guilfoyle.
What is needed? Is it more education?
Well, I'm not there yet, to be candid with you.
And I know that.
And I'm worried about a lot of the ramifications. Okay. But we've done some things with the medical. But legalizing it is, I have to be honest with you, I'm just not there.
He was like, the people aren't ready. And
well, it's funny because he's actually advocating for medical marijuana this session. That's the craziest part, is that he was so anti back then when you ambushed him. But yet that's where his bed is made now, it seems. He's letting them get an increase of THC percentage. He's gonna ban THC from hemp.
Right.
So tell me this, have we actually seen the bill, SB3? Has it been drafted? No, it hasn't been drafted. No. Yeah. So there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk.
Elevate your wellness with Texarkana Organics. Texarkana Organics is a Texas-based company specializing in craft edibles. Their small batch products contain only natural cannabinoids like Delta-9 THC and CBD, and they are all made with care and quality in mind right here in Texas. From their delicious gummies to their smooth, refreshing candy-tails, every item is designed to enhance your experience and promote relaxation. Explore their offerings at Texarkana Organics and experience the craft cannabis edibles. Now, if you're looking for a discount, go subscribe and you can start off by getting 15% off your first order. And if you join as a member, you can earn Canna points to redeem discounts for every single dollar that you spend. That is TexarkanaOrganics.com.
All right, guys, no, this is not the 9 o'clock news. This is another episode of what is now called the Texas Growers Podcast. So if you're a part of my audience already, I appreciate you, but we are rebranding this show to go back to its roots. What that means is that this show is going to be dedicated to highlighting Texas growers, true Texas cultivators that are licensed and operating here within the state of Texas, as well as another list of auxiliary folks that do a lot of good for what we're doing here in Texas. So between those influencers, those activists, and media companies, with the growers, I believe we are going to have an amazing platform and an amazing show for you to come. So this is now episode 1 of season 2 of doing this, and we are here at the beautiful Soundshed Studios in Austin, Texas. Shout out to those guys. If you need a studio or construction or anything, definitely check out Soundshed Studios. Our guest today is a big one. So this has been a long time coming. In fact, I have purposely ignored these folks for so long because I was waiting for a moment like this to set everything off. So without further ado, these people are absolutely involved at every single crack and crevice of this industry. They are all over Texas, active, creating media, doing events. I have Liz Grow and Patrick Pope. Thank you guys for being on.
Oh man, thank you. Thank you so much.
Super excited. We have a lot of topics to talk about, and we can just literally dive right into it. But I want you guys to introduce yourselves and let everybody know exactly who you are, what you're passionate about, and then we can dive into all the great things that you guys do for the industry. So
awesome. Me or you first?
Yeah, well, I'll just dive in.
Hit it.
Yeah, I'm Liz Grow. Thank you so much for having us, Colton.
Totally.
And I am a co-founder of Grow House Media. And what Grow House Media does is we focus in video production in the cannabis industry. We got our start in 2018 when we produced a show called Grow House on High Times TV. And man, that was a lot of fun. I think we had 3 seasons of Grow House on High Times TV, and it was all about exploring the cannabis industry and landscape from a Texan's point of view because we had no education, we had no information, we had no products. It was, it was a desert landscape, and so we took our skills in production and focused in cannabis and haven't looked back ever since. So that's my bio, Patrick. How about yours?
Oh, right on. I've been a producer since college graduation in Austin. I moved to New York City and started working in film and TV and commercial and anything I could get on set with, and eventually worked my way up into a producer position. Moved to LA for the same thing. Worked for a digital studio out there that eventually sold to Disney, and found my way back to Austin and ready to start a new chapter and work sort of for myself. And in that, work for something that I really cared about.
Yeah.
Liz and I sort of coalesced and came together and fused over that vision. And the thing that we care about the most is access to cannabis, a free market to cannabis, a healthy mentality, a healthy society mindset around cannabis. And so putting our camera lens on that uh, was the idea. And from that, we've worked with brands and shot all kinds of different formats and TV, series and commercials, and have worked in cannabis trying to tell positive stories around the plant and certainly the future of industrial hemp and what all it can do and what it can do for Texas.
Totally. Well, you're doing it.
Yeah.
You guys are making it happen. So we appreciate that for sure. You guys do obviously have some very notable clients. You can check out some of their work on their page. So we will definitely link that for this if you guys want to see what they do, not just hear about it. But one of the questions that I did want to get to right off the bat, why Texas? Because this is obviously the industry nationwide is taking off, right? It's exploding, and there's a ton of other places to make money, maybe even a little easier than it is here in Texas. And people ask growers that all the time. I ask growers that all the time. So what about you guys? Why Texas? What is it about Texas for you that makes you go so hard for it?
Texas pride, dude. You're like looking around the nation, you're like, all these other states are doing it and fucking it up. And doggone it, we haven't entered the race quite yet, and there's a silver lining in that. And that silver lining is, let's fucking get involved, Texas.
Amen.
Let's have some cannabis freedom, Texas. And doggone it, let's do it right.
Absolutely.
Amen. Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Like, I see what you're doing, and it's great, and I'm grateful for it. But we can do it better in Texas.
I think so.
We can do it better in Texas, and I think year after year, as we continue on with our first ever in history Texas grown cannabis cups. Okay. The Texas Hemp Classic. We see that Texas farmers know what they're doing, and it's incredible, and the world deserves that.
Absolutely.
So we're passionate beyond, and that's why Texas.
Yeah, our work naturally led to wanting to create community and events to create media around, so that we could unite that voice, that idea of how do we surround this industry with love and positivity. And that certainly means getting the farmers together.
Totally.
It's like the most important thing is that we protect what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm a 6th generation Texan. I didn't ever plan to leave in my whole life. I'm still young, thankfully. But I don't plan to go anywhere. And there are, I wouldn't say easier places to make money in cannabis. There are just other places to make money in cannabis.
Yeah.
And so what you said is exactly the way that I feel and a lot of us feel. A lot of these other markets are botched. They're terrible. The legalization, the recreational, or the regulation is insane. You're regulated to death almost. A lot of cannabis companies are in the red. They keep getting bailouts and VC money and investors and stuff like that. That's crazy. That's not why I got into this. Now, I love the plant, and I love all of our consumers out there that use this as medicine, but I also decided to make this my business to make money.
Yeah.
And so Texas has allowed us to do that. And we've never wanted to leave. I know that that's the case out there for other growers, and just like myself, we never wanted to leave. And so it's really cool to see people that are just as passionate about it, and we can all start to come together to create something really big.
Yeah,
Totally.
and as a Texan, I, resent the fact that I don't have, unfettered access to this as a medicine, this plant that grows in my backyard.
Yeah.
And that's another reason, it's just not fair. We have 30 million people in this state and 41 states with, 40, 3 now, I think, or something, with legal programs with, more robust medical programs than Texas has. And that's not okay. But yet you're pushing antidepressants on me.
Mhm.
You're pushing alcohol on me. You're pushing, other things on me because they're regulated and the state's able to take their piece. I'm just wondering, what the deal is with cannabis.
I don't know why
It's
it
not
always.
cool,
Why
and
does it get that
we're gonna
stigma?
hang
Like,
out until things get figured out.
what is it about cannabis? I think maybe it's the unknown, but it's interesting to me because, you know, alcohol is available on every corner, in
Oh
every
yeah,
gas station, right? But then that's the same thing that they're worried about with cannabis products or cannabinoid products,
yeah,
is that it's available everywhere. There's no age gate. Well, in my opinion, the retailers that aren't age gating and checking IDs for cannabis, they're probably not checking IDs for alcohol. They're probably not checking IDs for tobacco.
Right.
mm-hmm,
And so, but yet those places exist full on. Somebody will actually their life will be affected or ended while we're sitting in this just because of those things.
yeah,
That's not happening for cannabinoid. And all these kids that they talk about buying products, please introduce me to them because they must have $8 billion of lunch money between all of them to
Yeah.
put up
mm-hmm,
this industry. I think that's crazy. But we
yeah,
want these things, especially on the grow side. I know we want these things. We want more responsibility. We don't want this to be the Wild West. Of course,
mm-hmm,
we don't want to sell to kids. Let's be real,
Right.
right? But it's just crazy how we get this stigma and this thing is kept under lock and key in a vault. All this other crazy stuff when it's natural. It's a plant. It's not
right,
compounded into a pill. It's not, any of these things.
no,
It's crazy that it gets that stigma. So the alcohol thing, that's why I wanted
yeah,
to say that. It's crazy. It's true.
Yeah.
They push
mm-hmm,
that.
Well,
mm-hmm,
yeah, it's a beer culture.
Yeah.
Getting drunk culture is like it's kind of a Texas thing, actually. Like
And
you can,
cowboys are smoking cannabis.
yeah. No,
mm-hmm.
So
dude.
don't
Oh
let them
yeah.
fool you. And if they roll their own cigarettes, I'm just letting you know, they
Yeah.
smoke
Mhm.
cannabis.
No
And
doubt.
in case you guys didn't get this memo, them boys from Oklahoma rolling joints all
They
wrong.
do.
Okay, just to leave it there.
That is an
But
anthem.
Yeah.
it's a drinking culture, and there's a lot of factors at play that are keeping the cannabis policy from progressing. And, we are advocates. We're all advocates.
Totally.
Year after year, we're at the Capitol trying to do the work of educating our own representatives who are actually the ones who will be voting on these bills in the first place.
Mm.
I will never have a conversation, and I will never have another conversation with Dan Patrick, I'm sure. He'll probably see me and be like, oh no, you look like Kimberly Guilfoyle. And you fooled me last time,
We
you temptress.
just
But
for
we got him. But he'll never give me another conversation. But my representative will
Oh,
have a
absolutely.
conversation, or she'll at least get to vote,
Totally.
against whatever hoo-ha he's pushing.
Cole,
So
we ambushed Dan Patrick
I think
once.
I've seen
like
this.
like in a very slick way. We went to one of his fundraisers, and then at the end there, he's there, glad handing everybody. And Liz, shook his hand, talked him up. He's like, well, you look like Kimberly Guilfoyle, like Liz said. And then she lures him in, and then we had like a lav mic on her, and she just hit him with the, hey, you need to expand. How are we gonna? What did you
it was,
exactly
what
ask
will
him?
it take? What will it take for you to support the expansion of medical marijuana in Texas? The people want it.
Yes.
He was like, oh, the people aren't ready. And he
Well, it's
looked.
funny because
It
he's
was just,
actually advocating for medical marijuana
Mhm.
this session. That's
Yeah.
the craziest part is that he was so anti back then when you ambushed him,
Mhm.
but yet that's where his bed is made now. It seems he's
Mhm.
letting them get an increase of THC percentage. He's gonna ban THC from hemp,
Right.
So tell me
right?
this: have we actually seen the
SB3.
bill SB3?
Oh
Has it been
no,
drafted? No, it hasn't
no,
been drafted.
no.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk, and I think we need to keep our heads about us. I think we need to absolutely
Yeah.
amplify the conversation. With what you're doing is awesome. Thank you for that. And we need to keep, encouraging those who think it's important that people are, not in jail for a plant, and for people to have access to their medicine. We need to just, remember that legislative session's now. Let's stay active.
Absolutely.
Send some emails, but keep our heads.
Absolutely.
We don't need to freak out. We're not gonna,
No,
you know,
it's
rush the Capitol. Oh no.
no,
Oh
Mhm.
no.
no,
We are much smarter than that.
Much
Stoners are
smarter.
much smarter than you give
Much
us credit for,
smarter.
buddy.
yeah.
Hypothetical here, but if you could wave a magic wand, we're
Mhm.
sitting here talking
Mhm.
about Texas. Please let us have cannabis. Sorry, I keep humming this. Please let us have cannabis, and please do it right. If you could wave your magic wand, what does that do it right look like to you?
We don't legalize full plant right off the bat. We let the hemp program expand. We prove concept with the fact that Texas's society is not going to crumble to the ground. Students are not going to die in class while they're eating gummies or whatever. But where are those parents, by the way? Uh, I think that immediate rush to legalization, where we would end up similar to other markets.
Mhm.
I think if you look at it now, a lot of us on the hemp side do a fantastic job. I would say an exemplary job of leading up what would be probably similar to a rec market. Readily available to anyone over 21. We have a wide range of different products, all within the legal means. And you can go to a reputable dispensary or retailer and buy that or not,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the medical program has a long way to go. The medical program has a problem. They're backed by bank money, venture capitalists, transplants that came here from other states and wanted to monopolize on one of the largest economies in the entire world.
Mhm.
Yep.
So they were greedy, they came in fast, and the government has let them self-regulate, meaning all of us growers out here on the hemp side, we have to use third-party testing. We have to send all of our products into a lab, and we actually encourage our retailers, when they receive those products, to do the exact same thing.
Mhm.
The medical industry on that side is not like that. They self-regulate, they test, they tell you what's compliant or not.
Mhm.
Another issue we have is the kids issue. Well, the medical program, there are people out there writing prescriptions for $129, becoming millionaires, driving Rolls Royces, signing people up in strip clubs and nightclubs. You laugh. I'm serious. I'll show you the
I'm with you.
profile.
Don. I'm with you. Yeah,
I
And
wanna
they're
see the
millionaires.
expose.
But yet that medical marijuana program can prescribe THC to kids. And then Dan Patrick doesn't want to legitimize things on the hemp side. He doesn't
Right.
want to age gate, doesn't want to prove that this stuff is
Right.
medicine, but yet he gives the medical industry a monopoly and a bump in THC.
Right.
Because I would be mad
Yeah.
too if I was the medical side, because back when it was 1%, that's 0.7% away from hemp. Not even a full percentage.
Right.
Mhm.
That's
Right.
literally milligrams
Mhm.
away from being hemp. It's the same thing. And I just didn't pay $500,000 a year to get my license. I paid 150. So I would be very angry too.
Right.
But again, I think a perfect scenario is that we ease into this and we show that there is an exemplary group of Texas cannabis operators that are willing to provide not only high quality products, but Texas made products by Texas people, Texas hands that are going to Texans' pockets or bodies or whatever, right?
Amen.
Mhm.
Because veterans and stuff, they don't really like the medical program here, and some people don't want to give their name and address and information to some random doctor or the government, and I
Right.
would totally respect that. I think it should just be like
Mhm.
alcohol. Make your decision, have your ID ready, and go get it from a retailer. Obviously, there's precautions that all cannabis industries need to take. There's age gating, there's regulation. We need to test for a lot of other things that we're not required to do yet, and we want that.
Mhm.
Growers want that. I don't want to be regulated to death, but I want an even playing field. And I think if I can wave my wand,
Mhm.
I say 3 to 5 years. I know it's a 2 and 4 year cycle with people in government, but I say looking at 3 to 5 years, I think Texas can formulate a great plan to legalize and have a fantastic program that generates a ton of state revenue from every crack and crevice of testing to compliance to licensing, that works for everyone and puts food on school tables and programs for after
Mhm.
school kids and
Mhm.
reform programs and everything. I know for a fact my crew and people I know would be happy to do that. We
Right.
would be happy to pay
Yeah.
into something like that.
Mhm.
We just don't want to be regulated to death.
Right.
So like I think Trump, in the spirit of making history in America, and I think he's big into that, big wins for his ego and everything. I think potentially federally legal cannabis beyond the 2018 Farm Bill that already exists, by the way, if you guys want to look that up
Right.
and
Mhm.
read that very clearly. I think federally legal cannabis could be something that's on the table within the next 4 years.
Well, yeah, a lot of his crew and staff are all like pro like legalization and certainly getting people out of jail. Well, yeah,
Absolutely.
but at least I
It
mean it
brings
is
so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It would
Mhm.
boon
So-
our economy
It-
so big.
It brings so much money, and I think, you know, it's also one of the benefits is it takes power away from big pharma. And big pharma
Yeah.
has way too much power. I think we've all lived through that as survivors of
Mhm.
2020.
Totally.
You know. So
What about your wand? We could wave
Yeah.
that's personal, babe. Charging me.
Not that one.
What do they say on Kill Tony? We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out.
No, it sounds great. I you know, Colton's vision sounds great. It's common sense. You know, it's common sense. It's a free market. We're Texas. You know, we value our freedom, and we can't grow and regulate. You know, plant. We don't have a beautiful, robust home grow system. We don't have like the world's best state fair farmers market for weed. We should.
We have some of the best talent here.
You know,
Uh,
we absolutely do.
I say that. When I go to other markets, I
Yes.
go from market to market. People let me in their
Yes.
facility. They show me their flower.
Yes.
They're so
Mhm.
proud. Their ego's huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know? Because
Yeah.
we got that.
Yeah.
And you've
we
seen
have-
it in your events.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And it gets better
Yeah.
every time.
It's amazing. It's amazing what happens when, you know, you provide a platform for these farmers, for these growers to just meet each other,
Yeah.
right? And take a couple days out of the grow, come in, meet each other, show each other their flower. You know, judges from all over the state of Texas are smoking their flower, are giving, you know, rigorous evaluation.
Yep.
And, you know, that feedback just makes the product better. And it's awesome. And, you know, it's a shame that it's so censored. You know, I feel like it
Oh,
would be
yeah.
much, much, much bigger than it is now if we weren't, you know, under so much censorship and fear of, you know, losing accounts and things like that. And I mean, it's just such a gray area, but, you know, we keep rolling. And,
Totally.
yeah,
But
every
the-
year it gets better and better.
Those events are super important because I've been to the other markets and I've gone to these cannabis cups. I've gone to these like closed private events where everyone competes, you know, friendly.
Mhm.
And it's for me, I love the collaboration, not competition. There's so many issues when you get like you feel like you're in a corner and everybody's against you.
Yeah.
When we come together at your events, you know, the things that Jake Geary is experiencing in Corpus Christi is the things that we're experiencing in Austin and Caprock's experiencing in Lubbock and everyone else is experiencing around Texas.
Yes.
And so it's hard to hate a guy that literally goes through the exact same situation as you on a regular basis and truly understands what you go through and also has a common enemy or a common obstacle to overcome.
Amen.
It's hard for me to hate a guy like that or
Yeah.
talk shit or talk down on a guy, you know?
Yeah, it is, you know, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, brought that up. You know, one of the we like to provide a neutral ground. You know, we are friends with everyone. If you're, you know, in service of this plant, we are for you. Let's go. Let's have a great time and all come together. And early on we laughed about being the mom and dad of cannabis, right? Just, you know, but there is something to that, you know. We want to spread, you know, peace and this whole idea of we can't fight them if we're fighting each other,
Yeah.
you know, and you might not like somebody's personality, and that's okay. Let's all just take a deep breath. It's fine. If we don't like somebody's personality, but if they are, you know, if you know they're honest people and they're
Yeah.
working hard in service of the plant, then we have to support each other,
Totally.
you know, and smile when we see each other, right?
Totally.
And we've got more in common than we do differences.
I
so.
might be one of those personalities that people don't like, but that's okay. I'm very like
well,
Yeah, I don't know
I'm
about
very
that.
like I'm very candid. I'm very genuine, honest, like
Yeah.
and I just put it out there because it's
Yeah.
actually doing everyone a disservice for you not to be honest and truthful about how you feel or
Sure.
what you think, you know. And
Sure.
so
Absolutely.
like even in the industry, you know, I don't do politics on this, but like I'm not a blatant like left-wing liberal, right? I'm very in the middle. Like
Right.
I'm smoking weed. I believe that people should have access to abortion.
You're
all
a
these things.
Texan,
I'm a
yeah.
Texan, right? I love
Yeah.
freedom. That's it.
Yeah.
I love freedom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But because I didn't totally agree with some things in the past with certain people, like they've attacked me. They've literally and were in writing have attacked me and put me and tried to stain what, you know, my operations were doing and stuff like that. And I thought how opposite of everything that I do actually know about the industry. You
Yeah.
know, it was so opposite. So that's why it took me like really by surprise. But this like community, this community that is being built by a little bit of our efforts of us growers actually, talking to each other and not talking shit in other retailers and stuff like that. But also like being in an event space where like brands are here to talk to us.
Mhm.
People are here to do business with us in Texas. People are here to highlight us. We get time on stage to speak. We can win awards. We can compete against each other.
That's right.
And like I said, I would enter this competition and lose every time as long as I'm losing to people who I know are crushing it and that are going through the same struggles as me. They, the all the samples that were submitted to your
Yeah.
competition, we all experience the same 10 or 11 weeks to get you
Yeah.
that sample.
That's right.
There's
You
a lot.
know?
Yeah, there's
It's again, yeah. I mean, one of the joys of putting these events on, there's a ton of coordination, and I
Yeah.
love every minute because I get to form these relationships with each farmer. And some of them have had differences in the past; they no longer do. Because it's like, hey, yo, we are all in this together, and I need you to get me your damn sample by noon tomorrow. And if you don't, and you know who I'm talking about, it's hilarious though. We're
That's
in
the
this.
grower language that I
Right.
keep
And
talking about.
like, I need you to get me your sample because it's all about um, furthering the cause,
Totally.
making progress.
And it's valuable to me that somebody that knows what they're talking about or that has an experienced palate as a consumer gives me feedback or a
Yes.
judgment on the product.
Yeah.
Because we
Yes.
don't always get that. And sometimes, especially when it's just like free, I know like the judging kits, you buy into that, but I'm saying like, if you were just to
Yeah.
try a product, I was gonna give it to you at an event and you tried it, you tell me what do you experience? How does it taste? How does it make you feel? What do you
Mhm.
not like about it? What do you think it's missing?
Yeah.
Because we don't always as growers get that feedback directly.
Right.
Like not everyone's going to leave a review online saying I smoked this weed and I loved it. Not everybody's cool with that.
Right.
And so to get that feedback, not only from people just consuming it in general, but people who know what they're talking about and have
Mhm.
experience with cannabis every day,
Mhm.
that's huge.
Yeah.
But win or
Mhm.
lose, that's huge. Like
Yeah.
just the
Absolutely.
smoking patio section is
Yes.
like to go up there and talk shop and pass different products around with the growers that grew it that can
Yes.
tell me about it and vice versa is super cool and powerful. I would want to live in that situation in that state forever.
Yes.
Some of my favorite moments, and typically at our events, I don't get to. I'm in the moment. I would
Yes.
say I'm
Working.
also producing. I'm also producing the content team or holding the camera myself.
Yep.
The greatest little moments I have and fun memories are catching up with a circle of farmers who are like, just joshing around and goofing around, or kind of like I've even heard them like poke fun at
Yeah.
each other,
Yeah.
and like they have a genuine affection. And I think part of my dream for this state has always been just give me my right to grow my own whatever the government deems plants, so that I can
Yeah.
have my robust vegetable garden and also put some fucking medicine up in that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And that is like that's what I want. And I think that is a bit of a Texan agrarian sort of mentality. Is like, I want to be able to grow my own so that I can give it to my neighbor who makes wine and you share whatever.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that mentality transfers to the sweetness of
Yeah.
Texas farmer nature here for
Yeah.
cannabis.
Absolutely.
And
Is that your magic wand?
yeah, I would say everything y'all said, but then give me my right to grow 6 plants or
Yeah.
whatever you say,
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be it. And
Yeah.
and that spirit, I think, is like this. There's this passion in Texas to like, there's plenty of pie to eat. There's all a big
Yeah.
slice here. And the more we let Texas win, I really identify with
Yeah.
that. What you said is like,
Mhm.
as long as Texas is winning,
That's right.
then the state of hemp and cannabis is healthy.
Yeah, like, and I don't know if we were rolling, but I always say if I'm on a shelf and I put my flower on a shelf, and next to me is another Texas grower and another Texas grower and another Texas grower, all of which that I know their operation, I know how they grow, I know their genetics, I know the level of passion and care that they bring to the table. If I lose the sale to someone like that, I will sleep at night and I will go spend the next 10 or 11 weeks trying to catch up or take over and win that sale. And they should be doing the same. But when I lose a sale to something that was imported from another state, let alone maybe another country,
Mm.
and they're undercutting us, nickel and diming down to be the cheapest product possible, and then of course people buy it because it's cheap, I don't like losing sales to that. That's our Texas money leaving the state and going to other large conglomerates that then take that money and literally try to undercut us and wipe us off the face of the state. And I think that's wrong. And so that's a huge community piece. Goes into my magic wand as well. That I really, I just want Texas to win, because when I'm out of product, I need another grower to go to.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Well, it's
You
a
know?
natural, I mean, it's an organic, it's a plant, you know, it's a plant.
Yeah.
And we have, you know, wine regions, we should have terps regions,
Absolutely.
you know, we should get to enjoy all of the, you know, the produce that comes from Texas, you know, for so many reasons. There are, you know, we should be able to, you know, my wand is to be able to have my apothecary down the street
Yeah.
where I could walk to every Monday morning, pick up my, you know, 7 or 8 joints. You know, what do you have? What's in season this week? And you know, just going about my business.
So
Right.
we talk about events and we talk about consuming.
Mhm.
So you guys are the reigning champs, I would have to say, for in-person events. So
Okay.
we have to talk about the Texas Hemp
Yes.
Classic, which
Yes.
we mentioned is a nice competition for growers. We have the South by Southwest Outlaw Party,
Yeah.
which supports a lot of other organizations. I'll let you fill in on that. And the Terpene Ball, coming to Houston, Texas, my hometown, baby.
We haven't. Liz hasn't put her
Yes.
footprint yet in Houston
We
in terms
need it
of
so bad.
in terms of throwing an event, but has so many friends there.
Do you
We have
got a
so many
venue?
friends in the
We have so
industry.
many people. No, but I think we should put our heads
You
together.
do now.
I
You
have-
do now.
Oh,
You do now.
beautiful.
I got you.
Okay, I've got
Consumption lounge. 100%.
well, I've got some details for you, Colton, to share, but let me just put a pin in that.
Yes.
And yeah, just to shout out to all of our farmers who competed in the Texas Hemp Classic this year. It was the Texas Hemp Classic that we just had in January was our outdoor grown cup. So outdoor and mixed light flower competed against each other. We had a panel of judges who had all of the flower. We all used the same judging rubric. The winner of the best Texas grown, outdoor grown hemp flower is 4K Farms.
Taylor Kirk.
So Taylor Kirk. All
That's
right,
rigged.
Skunk Farm.
No.
Yeah, no.
That's rigged.
Rigged by God. That man knows what he's doing. And I learned when he came to our studio to have an in-person judging sesh a month ago, he told me that he smoked his own lemon haze with Jack Hare
So
in the 80s.
Taylor
So-
Kirk
Whoa.
at 4K Farms, for anyone
Whoa.
watching that doesn't know, you need to check him
Yes.
out. The guy is a consultant for Fluence. Like he is as credible as anyone ever could be in this industry, especially on the grower side.
Mhm.
And he literally hails from Giddings, Texas, the dead center heart of Texas, and he does it right and wins competitions.
Mm.
So
Wins
shout out to
competitions.
Taylor and 4K. Y'all's hard work does not go unnoticed for sure.
No, it is incredible. I mean, best in the state. And so that just happened and it was phenomenal. We also had a pre-roll competition, which was so
Love it.
exciting. Yes. Canna Republic, Texas won the
Micah.
non-infused pre-roll, Micah. Yep. And then Hayes Connect won for infused pre-roll for their hash hole.
Shock.
Yeah, right. Crazy.
Rigged again.
Oh my God, please give me a hash hole every day.
And those guys, the Hayes Connect guys, are so fun to hang out with. What a good group of
Ah.
goons. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I love you
Yeah,
guys. But
yeah.
like
Awesome
such a
dudes.
blast.
Yeah, such a blast. And you know, so the Texas Hemp Classic happened. We had educational programming on the day of the award show, and that was just awesome. So many brilliant minds and trailblazers in hemp, Texas hemp, sharing ideas and making progress. You know, furthering the industry.
And this is not
Mhm.
a 2-hour pump and dump. This is a 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Marathon. And it's jam-packed with value from the minute that you show up to the minute you leave. you
I
know?
went to a grow house event. What a pump and dump.
Oh wow, I love you,
You
Colton.
guys can
Thank you
have
for
that
that.
one.
Thank
You guys
for
can
that.
have that one.
So next year we will. Next year it's happening again, end of January. Be on the lookout for it.
It's
And the
cool that-
farmers, we're looking forward to a lot more outdoor grown farmers. So outdoor
Yes.
grown, mixed light, greenhouse. We want you outdoor, but
I mean, that's some
Mhm.
Texas shit right
So-
there. It's like, hey, we want to
Mhm.
celebrate the plant being grown with the Texas sun.
Absolutely.
Like that is such an honor to put on because it
Mhm.
brings
Absolutely.
out the people who truly care. It
Totally.
takes growing it indoors is hard. It takes so much time. You have to be a
Yes,
wizard.
you
Growing
do.
it outdoors is like a totally different attention and
Totally.
also care level, but it's a real passionate person that does that.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. And the terpenes that come from outdoor stuff, unmatched.
Unmatched.
The Texas sun is free, and we got a lot of it, so
That's
that
right.
helps with our business.
It's a
Even
perfect Kelvin level.
it is.
You
It's
know?
everything's
It's
perfect
Mother
about
Nature's
Texas.
Kelvin.
Everything's perfect about Texas. We, at Jeremy Greens, we are a true mixed light facility. It's veg outdoor in a greenhouse and
Yeah.
flower indoor, and use still mixed light, LED and HPS. We
Yeah.
use the best of everything we can possibly use.
Oh yeah.
And we love it. We love the outdoor
So do
space.
we.
We
Yeah.
love what is produced by the outdoor environment.
Mhm.
Robust plants
Oh
too. I
yeah.
mean,
Big.
I don't know if y'all saw Preston at the event with that stalk. I mean, he had like a walking stick,
He
like
gave me that
Mufasa.
stalk.
It was crazy, like a
Yeah.
totem pole.
Yeah,
It was
like a
insane,
totem
like a
pole.
tree trunk.
It looked
was
like a
White
Gandalf
Widow.
staff.
Yeah, it was Gandalf. It was exactly right. It looked like a
Yeah.
wizard staff.
And you know where that came from? That came from his raid.
His raid.
And he was entered in the indoor grown competition, even though his was outdoor grown. So we had a cup in October. It was indoor, and he wanted to enter it for the highest terps award. And he was rated, and he brought that stock, man. And it's White Widow. It was White Widow, which is special to me. That's one of my favorite daytime.
Yeah, which he's a
students.
victim of local law enforcement and local
Yeah.
government entities not understanding what they're getting into. And it's unfortunate because for every time they raid a legal licensed grower doing it by the book, they're missing someone who may not be, or that is a threat to the industry or to Texas. And that's insane to me.
But
I
what are we
wanna-
doing raiding growers? What let's really peel back that onion. What are we doing? Arresting or harassing farmers.
It's only harassment.
Go
providing a
sure.
produce
Go knock on the fucking door.
to our community.
Don't go kick the door down.
Yeah, it's,
But can you please find an abuser
thank
or a
you.
rapist or
Yeah.
a burglar for that matter? Because
Thank
you know
you.
89% of all burglaries in Texas go unsolved.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, Houston.
Huh.
Texas is like 5 different states,
It
right?
is,
We all
yes.
come together.
Country.
But
It's a country.
so we had our Texas Hemp Classic, the Outlaw Party is coming up during South by Southwest. It'll be our 5th annual. It's honoring the work of the Last Prisoner Project. Okay, so proceeds from ticket sales will go to the Last Prisoner Project and support the work that they're doing to free cannabis prisoners and to also help cannabis prisoners reintegrate into modern day society after they've gotten out. And also when you're having a party and you're having a great time and you're smoking a joint as flagrantly as I smoke joints, it's how is it not lost on you that here you are out living your best life and there are people in jail rotting because they got jammed up by the wrong cop. They smelled like weed. Something happened. They were smoking weed. Who cares? And the wrong cop took them in. And then, you go down this, then you're in the system,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And it's a generational thing. It's a systemic thing. It doesn't just happen to one person. It affects the entire family. I mean, so many lives are ruined because of a plant. It's just disgusting. So, this party is always very special to us. And Weed Maps is a presenting sponsor this year.
Shout out Weed Maps.
Shout out Weed Maps. Shout out Cheech and Chong's is coming back for more.
Love it.
Okay, they were a presenting sponsor last year. Grav Labs, Tejas Tonic, Cache THCa. I'm trying to think of some other great sponsors that we have.
Texas is on the map.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this, watching this, Texas is on the
Yes,
map.
we are.
Texas is on the map.
Yes, we are.
But it's crazy. Yeah, why are we rating growers? But it also, for the value for you guys out there operating, like that is why Jeremy and I are adamant of if you're doing this, license up, do it right.
Yes.
Start getting paperwork, start doing things the right way, seek legal counsel, let somebody else look over the laws and regulations for you. I know it's not cheap sometimes, but it's worth it. If you do the legal work first, you will never lose sleep. And, if they try to raid you, try to knock on your door, whatever, your legal rights, your means of what you can do and can't do and say and shouldn't say. But yeah, I mean, in that instance, that is a perfect example of like, you're never immune from attention like this, but you damn sure can make it easy for you and hard for them if you do what you're supposed to do. And that's the way that the system is set up currently. You just got to get your paperwork in order. You just got to be operating on the up and up on to every regulation that they put in the book. If you need help on where those resources are at, please comment, send us a DM.
Yes.
Because we have those. But
yeah, he's definitely a victim of just an uneducated or ulterior. I actually have a story we can go into. I have a grower friend who just had to move facilities because someone was, basically, I won't give too many details, but affecting his facility strategically,
Mm,
which we later believe was probably local law enforcement who
mm.
happened to be selling drugs probably on the side.
Oh Lord, end
So
the war on
crazy.
drugs. Can
So
we end the war
crazy.
on drugs? I think that's the
So
magic
crazy.
wand.
So when people talk about cannabis in Texas and it being the Wild West, I think they think about it's a free for all. And it's not necessarily a free for all as far as like products everywhere willy-nilly sold in vans on the street. There's a little bit of that. But I think the Wild West that I definitely realize is here is between us and law enforcement and government. And it's not because we're criminals. It's not because we're hiding anything. It's a education and communication gap. It's people making laws and regulations on something that they don't know. Our representatives don't know the
Mm-mm.
cannabinoid makeup of a plant. Obviously, if they did, they wouldn't be trying to backtrack and commit political suicide the way that they are.
Right.
No, it's a
Right.
little annoying though that they wouldn't bother doing a little research and learning about it when they're voting
Or
on
do they not have
bills
enough money to hire
that
someone
affect
to consult?
or
Hmm.
brains to do some clicks and there's this
Absolutely.
thing. I've got a new assistant, Chat GPT, and
Is he French?
he's really helping me understand some of
They
these
hang out a lot.
bills.
I'm a little suspicious.
Listen,
Parental controls. You
yeah,
put parental controls on that.
listen. It's a professional
You gotta know
relationship.
what you gotta go and
He's
do
my
is
work husband.
go type in her chats, be like, Patrick is the best. He's so great and loving and perfect. He does no wrong.
Yeah.
And it'll just keep brainwashing her and all of
Mm.
her information.
Okay. Cool. I got
I didn't. Sorry, we'll cut that one out too. I
Yeah,
didn't give
right.
it away.
Can you send me that clip?
Oh man, yeah.
But y'all's role in advocacy does not go unnoticed either. I have to give you your flowers, haha, of the fact that I have genuinely, since the first hemp cup, seen a complete transformation and formation of a genuine Texas cannabis community. We obviously want to go to your events that you put on. Sponsors obviously want to be a part of it and get access, and that's a beautiful thing. And it's not an easy thing.
Thank you.
It's not an easy thing,
Right on.
especially someone who kind of
Thank
knows
you.
that world. It's definitely not an easy thing. So
Right.
like, I'm always happy to pay my ticket fee, show up,
Amazing.
do my part in promoting, send links out to people that want to show up. And some of the links that I sent out last time were people from our Grow World platform. And those are vendors that are from all over the United States that are now eager to get into the agricultural side or equipment supply side of what's happening here. So they see it on a worldwide stage.
Right on.
And so I just want to obviously highlight that because I know we have
Thank you.
multiple events that go on,
Yeah.
but anything coming from Grow House, guys definitely attend. I give it the thumbs up, fully credible, amazing time, worth
Awesome.
every penny, every minute, 100%. You know?
Thank you.
That means a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
we do it truly for the love of. It is
It shows.
it is literally
Yeah.
like about
It shows.
educating and bringing the spirit of what is the best in Texas together so that we can be united. Like,
Yes.
I hate that there's so much just infighting in
Mhm.
other states. And, we've traveled to all of them, filmed in almost every state that's legal. Our cameras have been there. And it always hurts me to just hear that there's so much just almost hurting each other, trying to hurt each other's reputations, and
Mhm.
there's this level of cruelty
Mhm.
that is just not in the spirit of our nature as a state and our fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I refuse to let that happen. And
Yeah.
when we got into this, that became very clear. It's like we just need rallying points
Yeah.
to bring people together and celebrate and just be in community. And that has always been the spirit with which Liz and I have tried to uh, put events on. And
Yeah.
so I'm glad that pays off in terms of getting people passing joints in a circle face to face.
Yeah, man.
It's a necessity.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
necessity. Seriously, it
Yeah.
makes such a
It's-
difference. I think some of what also is experienced in other markets goes back to my magic wand theory of like just too much greed and too much eagerness too fast, too early to an uneducated system.
Mhm.
And then when it gets real nasty is when nobody has money.
Mm.
Right.
When
Yeah.
everybody's good, when everybody's making the money and everybody has their piece of the pie, it's very friendly.
Yeah.
The minute that it gets a little dry, then it's like, well, he's illegal, he's doing this, or he's undercutting this, or he tested like this. And it's just
Mhm.
like this whole thing starts to unravel.
And that's why my wand is what it is. I think like this slow moving thing of let us all grow into our own boots here and literally get a piece of that $8 billion, everybody's going to be happy with it.
Right.
That's
You know,
right.
everybody can honestly create a community and a collaborative kind of situation within, I'm sure, a select few. There's always going to be those rogue ones out there, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, the ones that are still here, still surviving, they buy into the community aspect. They don't buy into the competition, animosity type of situation. So
Right.
I think
That's
that's
right.
kind of what
Yeah.
has been seen by me and you from what
Yeah.
y'all say
Oh yeah.
in the other markets. And it's not Texas. It's definitely not Texas. This is
Totally.
a good old boy state. You know,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
me and Micah want to go hunt
Yeah.
white-tailed deer together and also grow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
we want to do all of that stuff and not look at each other like competitors, competition, threat,
Right.
stealing my money from my children's mouths, you know, all
Right.
this
No,
stuff.
it's a scarcity mindset,
Absolutely.
and
Scarcity mindset.
Texas is massive. You look at a, map of the United States and half of it's Texas. It's a big old state. We don't need to fight. Everybody, we can only smoke one joint at a time.
Well,
I promise we can, every grower,
I've seen
every,
people
yeah,
drop.
I was about to say,
well,
no, true,
what
true.
is Kendrick 7, 8? But, you definitely, there's room for everyone and we should all celebrate that. And that is what we need to do, I think, on a regular basis, or else things get a little too serious,
Totally.
right? So we got to have a party on a regular basis to celebrate what we're doing and really come together
Yes.
and just keep the energy going. And that's really, I think, what we're
God, celebrate it. I love
ultimately.
that word because I always
Yeah.
say too, we're making history. Like,
Yeah.
where's the playbook? You know, there's no playbook, there's no
Mm-hmm.
college, there's no course.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have all these obstacles every day. And people from the outside, like people that are MSOs and stuff that are my friends, they're operating in other markets and they're like, dude, why are you gonna die on that hill? And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, do you know anything about Texas history?
Right.
We'll die on the hill until you
Come
go to
on now.
sleep, and we'll come back and kill you.
That's
Okay,
right.
like we are relentless. There's nothing you
Yeah.
can you can't get us down, even if we're losing. We're
No.
not
Right.
out.
No.
We're
And
still
that's
Texan.
yeah,
We
that's
are.
just in my
And
blood, you know. So I want
yeah.
to celebrate like what we're doing. I like to have these platforms and stuff and these conversations because in making history,
Yeah.
you guys have hosted the first like
Yeah.
cannabis cup in Texas history,
Yeah.
right? That'll
Yeah.
forever be there.
Yeah.
Even like legal, not
Yeah.
legal hemp, whatever. Like it's forever gonna be there, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
history. Just like everyone on the grower side is making history because we're the first people to really do this on the up and up in Texas since
That's
I
right.
don't know 18 something
Yeah.
when you know when this was all hemp for the
Mhm.
wars and fiber and stuff, you
Right.
know. So it's part of our history and it needs to be celebrated.
It,
That's super cool you said that. I'm gonna keep that one too. So you guys
good.
can have the pump and dump phrase and
Yeah.
I'll keep the
Yeah.
celebrating cannabis
Well,
phrase.
we can, you know what? Let's just dump it all into one big old house and just move in together.
Well,
Right?
speaking
Move
of
in
dumping it into
together.
one house, that is a great segue for what we need to talk about.
Do you own or operate a commercial cannabis facility? You have to join Grow World, a trial marketplace for commercial cannabis growers. Grow World offers top-tier equipment and supply companies to help your cannabis business thrive and grow. With a wide range of products from nutrients, lighting, and grow control systems, they have everything you need in one place. They're committed to your growth, and you can get expert advice with reliable service every step of the way. You can sign up right now absolutely free on growworld.com and enjoy 3 free trials. So that's 3 different brands that you can try in your grow today for absolutely no cost before you buy. You can also check out all of their amazing content where they interview the industry's latest and greatest, and they tour all of the best farms from the entire world. So go subscribe to Grow World as well over at Grow World Ag on YouTube.
I personally do a Texas Tuesday live stream every Tuesday at 2 p.m. and I have seen an increase in attendance and I want to keep that streak going. So if you're in and around Texas, you have to sign up for Grow World. The link will be down below. It is in my bio. It is literally everywhere if you follow me. Now, what does that do for Texas, right? Well, Grow World is famous for highlighting all of the worldwide markets that are emerging, from hemp, biomass, and to full-blown cannabis. They have been to Colombia, they've been to Northern California, and they're going to go all the way over to Europe in the coming years. But one of the things that they have blessed me with is the opportunity to highlight Texas. So I will be doing a Grow World Texas tour in collaboration with Nick Morin and the whole Grow World team over this next year, and we are going to venture from the very tippy top all the way to the very, very bottom of Texas and highlight the best growers and operators and people, just like I have here today, across the entire Lone Star State. So you need to sign up for Grow World. You need to subscribe to the Grow World Ag YouTube channel and check out everything they have going on there because there is a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline.
That sounds awesome, man.
Now,
I'm very interested.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be
Yes.
remiss not to round out this episode with talking about what can be done on our end to help the fight and keep what we have here going to the best of our ability.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
I know we talked about talking to your reps, going there and stuff, but I know there's some things on the calendar. There's a ton of groups out there that you guys work with. So I just want to kind of unpack,
Yeah.
the advocacy side of what you guys do and how you can help.
Right on.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, I just, there's not a minute to spare because we are in the legislative session right now. And so I think definitely getting plugged in with groups like the Texas Cannabis Collective,
Mhm.
Texas Marijuana Policy Center, and Texas Hemp Coalition. Obviously Colton Luther, whatever
I
he's
mean-
doing. If
Oh,
you don't
stop,
follow him and if
stop.
you don't have your notification bell on, then I don't know.
You're a real lighthouse, though,
Yeah.
Colton. Truly.
So
Thank you,
follow
thank you.
Colton for that. But the day after our outlaw party. So of course, come to the outlaw party. All right, let's just start there. We're gonna get loose. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna support a great cause, and we're gonna raise some money for Last Prisoner Project. The next day is Lobby Day.
Yes.
March 11th is the Lobby Day. Texas Cannabis Collective is putting that on, and Grow House Media is the official media partner.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
I know them.
Hey, woo! So there's a lot going on. It's going to be a great day, and it's in the morning time, so it's not the entire day. It's not like what did you say, pump and dump?
Pump and dump. It's not a pump and dump.
Not a pump and dump, but it's not all day either. So I'd say that's the thing that you can do. Get just find out who represents you. If you don't know who that is yet, then
Yes,
just start
yes.
there. Whorepresentsme.gov. Type in your zip code, and the answers are there, my friend. And
Absolutely.
then you start that conversation because that's really how you can make the biggest difference as just an individual person.
Absolutely.
And just a
So-
little bit of like motivation on that is it is so easy to, once you find out who your representative is, call their office and just say, hey, I use THCA every single day. I would love more access to this plant. And I'm hoping that my representative will hear that one of his constituents or one of their constituents loves the plant and sees it as an economic opportunity for Texans. Just relay that to them and I'll be happy. My name is this. I live here. Thank you.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
That, challenge yourself to do that.
Yes. And just
it feels
challenge
good.
yourself to do that.
yes.
It feels
Make
good.
contact.
Yeah.
It's like you're calling your crush for the first time. It's like, I mean, it is. Your heart starts racing. You're like, I got this. I got this. I can do it. And it's just the nicest person on the other end, no matter what, their political affiliation or how you see
Yeah.
They
them.
have to be nice.
Put a smile on your face and, think about your first crush.
Totally.
And then call them.
Just because you call an office and you get a staff member doesn't mean that message is not relayed. And these staff members take their jobs very seriously. A lot of these
Yeah.
people are actually full-timers that work in these offices. They're not just seasonal with the session. So they do take this serious and they can relay messages. Honestly, my staff in my office gave me names of other offices to go to that they knew staff and they knew that it would be a good door to knock on. So literally start
Awesome.
that process,
yeah.
unravel what's there and get involved because they don't know us and they need to,
Yes.
whether you're a consumer or a grower.
That's
It's
right.
very important.
That's right.
I think and then to just add a little bit more sugar onto that sweet bowl of activism, use the plant. Talk about the plant. Someone talking about having anxiety, tell them to try this.
Yes.
Smoke this. Hey, your aunt has some arthritis in her shoulder. Tell her to try this. Rub it on. Yeah, it comes from the cannabis plant. Can you believe it? These
Totally.
hippies in Texas, they're getting it right.
And buy it from a Texas-based company.
And that'd be the last piece there, sir.
Absolutely. You buy Texas hemp. If you see Texas hemp at the store, you stop and you buy it.
Absolutely.
No, but support your local Texas hemp farmer in any way that you can and keep your dollars here in the community. And
Absolutely.
we'll see change. I mean, we're not going anywhere.
No. I feel very confident about this year. That's
Yeah.
everybody's question to me. How do you feel about what's going on in the legislature? I got the banking people, I got the real estate people, I got consumers. Everybody's asking me, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know, but I don't feel very nervous about anything changing. I feel like from what I've heard, if we stay active, I definitely think, like you said, have we seen it? Have we seen the bill? Have we seen this ominous bill? Where is it? Please, somebody
Come
send
on.
me the link.
Say
I'll be
so
happy
long.
to read it. But yeah,
It's like
I think
grandpa's
it's
texts.
yeah.
It's like you're just now responding to that? Dude, that was like 2 weeks ago, man. Anyway.
It's intentional though. He's sandbagging so that it has like
It's
a
Absolutely.
limited runway.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
I
but you
know,
know
I
what?
got
know.
my eye on you, Dan Patrick. I know what you're up to.
Shout out to Dan
Mhm,
Patrick
mhm.
because every time the government comes after us, we make so much more money. We
Yes.
get so much free publicity.
Yeah.
Like people who don't know what THC or Delta 9 or THCA is, they do now
Yeah.
because of
Mhm.
all the press that the state pays for to get
Yeah.
those messages out there. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
yes, we definitely, I don't see anything changing, but that doesn't mean that this is not serious and that
Mhm.
we need to do our part.
Mhm.
It's definitely now or never. I mean, if you, at this point, you need to get active, you need to show your face around the Capitol, show these Texas people that we are Texans too. We're farmers. We're exactly who they made this whole entire program for, and it needs to stay the exact way that it is. I say this all the time. If you guys show me the route to make money with hemp and fiber and biomass, I will do it. I will plant 40 or to 50 acres of it right now, and I'll never stop harvesting that. But the cannabinoid market is way more in demand and it has way more margin. And so to stay open as a business and as a farm, we've had to cultivate for cannabinoid
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
create products that fit what the market wants. And again, like we're not against obviously helping agriculture. We are at heart an agriculture company. But you know, I think we get demonized as if we are not that. And I
Mhm.
definitely like to remind people that we are. And you need to go show your face, be active, join up with groups like this. And I'll tell you what, if you can purchase a ticket to the outlaw party and you can go have fun, you
Yes.
can smoke and mingle, you definitely have time to hit the Capitol the next day. You know,
Word.
nurse your hangover or
Thank you.
whatever and get over there and show up, do your part. It definitely makes a huge impact. And you never
Mhm.
know who you can meet. Maybe the Grow House
That's
Media
right.
team and other activists that
Yeah.
can help you out.
Yes,
That's right.
agreed. Give me what is your positive thought on industrial hemp in Texas? Just if you could nutshell it.
Yeah, cool. So shout out to these folks, Panda Biotech, bringing a gin and a process facility here. That was one of the biggest hangups.
Mhm.
I think that will open the door for us to now make money off hemp for fiber and rope and textile and concrete.
Yeah.
I think that is a fantastic move for the planet, not just Texas or people's
Mhm.
bank accounts. So having the gin here, there's obviously a lot of room in Texas. I don't know if everyone's familiar, but this place is huge. And so we have a lot of room and we have a lot of agriculture and a lot of agriculture talent. There are people that grow cotton, peanuts, corn, and every other crop under the sun. And sometimes those people struggle to make it till next month. And if you can introduce something with a high margin and a very, very easy growth cycle like hemp, that's a moneymaker.
Mhm.
And that can
Mhm.
change people's lives, whether you consume cannabinoids or not. It's going to change people's lives. The shirt that I could be wearing right now could be completely made from hemp. And, you know, we're not chopping down trees and putting a bunch of other poisonous things in our material to make polyester and all this other stuff.
That
That's right.
that sentiment and that idea of what Texas could be with industrial hemp is a whole other episode, my friend. But like
Yes.
Mhm.
that is one of the things I'm the most excited about. Grow your
Yes.
house.
Yes.
That's right.
Co-op your own gasoline in your neighborhood because you can make it from hemp. Like there is
Yes.
so many amazing things that can come from this plant that can change our way of consuming that make us more in balance with nature.
Absolutely.
And
Mhm.
Texans, I know once that message gets sunk in, and I think it will be through media, and that is one of the reasons I have a camera, is I want to help spread that message.
That's
But
right.
that mentality, when we understand it, we will lead the charge.
Absolutely.
That's
You know,
right.
we already currently use every inch of the plant. So
Mhm.
like to profit the way that we do, we take obviously the flowers and we press that into oil to go into products, right?
Mhm.
We obviously have other novelty products that are not for smoking that you can also buy. But we also use the stalks. We will literally take the stalks of a harvested plant, we will chop them up into small pieces, we will soak them in beef broth, and we will sell them to our friends and family as dog treats. I use them on my own dog. Cleans their teeth, super healthy. It's not plastic or rawhide or something they can choke on. It's completely natural. And so we'll take something that would be trash or compost and we'll make $5 on it. And that allows us to use every single inch of the plant. We are already all ready for that. There is a lot of people out there. Caprock Family Farms too is one. They're doing outdoor. They're already learning that learning curve. They've already gone through harvests of outdoor stuff. They have the acreage of to the hundreds of thousands of acres that they already grow cotton and peanuts and
Mhm.
other crops. They have a history of doing that. And these are the people that we just need to just empower so that we can do it. We can change humanity. We can change the world by even just inside of Texas providing industrial hemp.
Yes, sir.
So it's
Absolutely.
not off the table. I'm not a staunch like I only grow for flower and cannabinoid and to get high. Like this whole plant has so much value and so much use. So it keeps getting demonized for like 10% of what it's actually able to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think the more people learn about this plant, the more they are just, amazed, but a little embarrassed also about what they previously thought of it.
For sure.
The fact is, hemp can save the world. The amount of carbon that an acre of hemp can sequester, I won't go there because I don't know
We'll
what
do
the
a
number
second
is,
one.
but it's a
Right.
big number. Go ahead and insert stat here. That amount. No, it's absolutely, it's mind blowing, and there's research happening right here in Texas on how hemp can improve our topsoil and sequester carbon, and just
Totally.
do right by our planet. So it's not even what we're getting from hemp; it's how hemp is giving back
Yes.
in those ways. That is just that's I think most inspirational to me.
A return.
Yeah, man.
A
A
return.
return. A
Turn to
return to
innocence.
a return to
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that
It's
where you're
super
going with
powerful.
that?
I was, but that might
Oh.
you might not know that song. We just dated ourselves.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's such a powerful plant. We know that it can do so much. I think that's why it's demonized too. I mean, I think there's a lot of people's pockets it could cut into, and that's another fight in and of itself. But yeah, we're here for the entire plant and what it can do. We're not here just for recreational or for cannabinoid or the medicine. We know that this plant can do a lot more for humanity and the climate and our environment and change a lot of things about the way that society operates, and we're here for it.
How
Who
fun.
else is
That's
going to do
right.
it? That's
How
why we
fu-
got
how,
into it.
how
That's right.
exciting. Isn't that an incredible
Yeah.
future to like strive towards?
That's back to the magic wand thing. When I talked about 3 to 5 years, just letting this go. I think hemp wins in the long run. I think that people are realizing that this marijuana word and this like recreational medical marijuana programs, like there's so much bureaucracy that goes into that. There's so much that taints that system where it's hard to make it work versus hemp is a federally legal crop. And hemp has a lot more leeway and a lot more usability in different aspects than just this marijuana stuff that's track and trace through your facility and you have to throw away all this stuff and burn off some things, parts of the plant. There's so much waste there. There's so much missed opportunity. And I think that that's why I'm very, very confident in the way that things for the legislature will go and the things in Texas will go is because I think as long as us hemp producers and manufacturers remain exemplary, I think that hemp really will win. You even in other markets, they've had to outlaw it and ban hemp because their rec and medical markets are suffering so much. What does that tell you? Maybe the hemp side is where everyone needs to be. Maybe hemp is our cash crop and our saving grace, our Hail Mary. So I've never been embarrassed about being in the hemp industry, about being a hemp farmer, hemp grower, CBD this, fake weed, all that stuff that they throw at us, Come down here and try it. That's all I have to say always. Come down here and try it first before you knock it. But I think hemp wins in the long run, and I think it would honestly be some steps backward to throw these marijuana programs together in this state. I think hemp has a long way to go. I think a lot of us want to make a lot more money and have more capabilities to scale our facility the right way before there's like, okay, legalization, go. Here, I need $500,000 or else you're done tomorrow. And it's like, yikes, not everybody's there. We're not even there and we're well off. We do great, but we're not there. If we were, we'd have bought the medical license a long time ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think hemp wins in the long run. And hemp is cannabis. There's an umbrella there. That's a whole another third episode we'll have to do on education.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just goes into that disconnect and lack of education. But I think people like us, we wear that burden. It's our fight. Who else is going to do it but us? Right?
That's right.
And that's why we want to bring these things not only to Texas and to growers and to people like you guys that are doing it, but to the world. This is, it's going to go up on YouTube exclusively and it's going to be shared across all social media. And I think that this is just one of the many ways we can be active and be vigilant and move this along and have people take us seriously. Too big to ignore is what I always say, just take us serious. This is a powerhouse and we're here to play like that. We're here to play nice with the Texas government. We love you. Sid, I love you. Abbott, I love you. Like those guys are friends with my family and that's something that I don't try to fight against. I just like to fight against these insane policies that are obviously just kickback related.
Yes.
We just can't allow ourselves to be bullied any longer.
No,
You know, we really can't.
No.
We're back to common sense now,
Totally.
right? America's back. We're back to
Absolutely.
common
Common
sense.
sense, dude.
We're not gonna, you're not gonna bully us. Us
No.
being the cannabis industry
Absolutely.
of Texas. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
Here.
yeah.
All right, well, guys, check out Grow House. These guys are amazing. They do amazing stuff in the industry. There's always something going on at every quarter of the year, a huge event. Make sure you go. Gosh, does Houston need that terpene ball? We are super ghetto and underground down there with our events. We need something tasteful, and that truly represents what kind of a safe culture and community is actually existing here in Texas cannabis. So look out for that. Guys, if you've enjoyed the episode, definitely subscribe. Leave us a comment. Talk shit about how any of one of us looks. I know we got Melania over here in the hat. We got weird hairstyle and whatever other nitpicks.
It's my tail dragger.
Whatever other nitpicks you guys want to find a comment about. We love that. We love engaging with you guys. This show has made it to season 2, and it's not because of my money or sponsor support. It is because of you guys. The only reason this is able to go on is because people who need this have bought in early, and I will die on this hill. There's that statement again. Thank you guys for watching. We have so much more in store. Check out Grow World if you're not already signed up. Wait for the Grow World Texas tour. There's going to be a lot of entertaining content coming out from my end throughout 2025. And this was an amazing episode 1 of season 2 on the Texas Growers Podcast. And we will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for being here.